Hello and welcome. If you can see me and hear me, please drop me a 333 in the chat box and we shall make a start. And also, please let me know where you are from. Thank you, Kwanisha. Please also let me know where you are from. We are also live streaming on YouTube. For those of your colleagues who could not attend, we are also live streaming on YouTube so they can watch this webinar on YouTube. Winchester is in the house. Welcome, Winchester. Excuse me. Welcome, Columbus, Ohio. We have London in the house. We have Birmingham. We have Chicago. Wow. And we have Sydney, Australia. So we have an international audience with us today. Welcome, everyone. My name is Dr. Jav. I'm a forex, foreign exchange, and cryptocurrency trader. And for those of you that have just joined us, we are also live streaming on YouTube, so you can watch this on YouTube too. I'm just going to put the YouTube link in the chat box so you can send it to those of you or your colleagues that could not attend this webinar. So just to make things clear from the outset, this webinar will last probably around 40 or so minutes. And this webinar is purely an introduction to trading. We will not teach you how to become an expert trader on this webinar. This is an introduction to trading so that you can go away with all the tools necessary to become a professional trader. Now I'm just going to share my screen. If you can see my screen, please drop me a 111 in the chat box. Okay, thank you. So my name is Dr. Jav. Welcome to this webinar. I've been trading now for several years, and let me talk a little bit about myself so you know where I've come from, and then we'll get into the trading. So like I said earlier, I've been trading now for several years, and if I go back a long time, when I was young, a toddler, just starting school, I was always told to work hard at school, get good grades, go to university, get good grades again to get a good job. And that is what I did. I went to school, I worked extremely hard. I was naturally in the top 5%. I went to university, a very good university, got some very good degrees, only to get a job that I hated. So my first job out of university, I absolutely hated. Now, if any of you are in jobs on this webinar today, please drop me a JOB in the chat box. Drop me a job, JOB, in the chat box if you work for an employer as an employee. Okay, thank you. I've got some private messages coming in as well. So I was just on broke in my job, and on the first day of that first job, I decided that I could not work for anyone ever again because I hated it. I hated my first job, but I stayed in that job for a few months, and the reason for that was that obviously I had bills to pay. In the UK, the average student has around £50,000 or so debt once they leave university. In the USA, it's much higher than that. You're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars with no job to go to after you leave university. Now, I left that job and became an entrepreneur very quickly. And once I left that job, I decided to go to Australia, of all places. And at the airport, Heathrow Airport, I came across the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by a guy called Robert Kiyosaki. If you are familiar with the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, please drop me a Rich Dad, Poor Dad in the chat box. Robert Kiyosaki introduced me to the concept of entrepreneurship. When I came back from Australia, I was actually a property investor and financially free within 3 years of my return to the UK. I was then introduced to trading a few years later. I started off by trading the stock market and moved to foreign exchange trading and also cryptocurrency trading, which is where we are today. Now, it doesn't matter who you are or where you are in the world geographically, 95% of the world population is broke. 95% of the world population have more month at the end of the money every single month. And I fell within that percentage, because obviously when you're working in a job, it's very difficult to become financially free, and only a very small percentage of people become financially free via their jobs. If you want to be financially free, you have to be in the 5%. You have to be an investor or business owner. And the great news is that as a trader, we form part of that 5%, as indicated on the screen by the cash flow quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. So that 5% includes trading, for exchange trading, and also if you're a business owner as well, you form part of that 5%. We are also investors, so I do a lot of investing myself personally in crypto space and also outside the crypto space as well. Now, going back to foreign exchange in its most simplest of forms is the exchange of one currency to another. So we're exchanging one currency for another. So let me give you an example. If you were to go to the USA from the UK, go to a local exchange in that country and exchange your pounds for your dollars, then you will have taken part in the foreign exchange market. If you were to go back to that same exchange again at a later date or time, you may be offered a different exchange rate. It's that difference in exchange rates that we as foreign exchange traders profit from every single day. As long as there's movement in the market, as long as there's volatility in the market, we profit from that volatility. The same applies to cryptocurrencies, and I will do a deep dive on cryptocurrencies later during this presentation. Now, the foreign exchange market is big. It's extremely big. Does anyone actually know how big the foreign exchange market is? If anyone knows, drop me a chat message within the chat group. The foreign exchange market is huge. It's bigger than all the stock markets put together. And that is why banks do foreign exchange. In fact, the foreign exchange market equates to $6.6 trillion. Not every year, not every month, not every week, every single day, up to $6.6 trillion are exchanged via forex. Now, if you have a bank account, as many people do on this call, if you have a bank account, your money has already been used in foreign exchange, because banks collectively make over $1 trillion every single day, and they make it from your money. Excuse me. So banks are making over $1 trillion every single day from your money. Now, going back a fair few years, my mentor, he said to me, Dr. Jav, in the last decade, for the last 10 years, how much money have you made on your money? How much money have you made on your money? And again, I posed that question to every single person on this webinar. How much money have you made on your money in the last decade? Now, my answer to that question was actually zero, or very, very close to zero, because historically rates have been extremely low, and it looks like that will be the case for the next few years, certainly here in the UK. And as a result of that, we've made very little money on our money. However, because of inflation, you've actually made a loss. If you have a bank account, you've made a loss, because when inflation kicks in and you've got the low rates of the banks, the result of that is actually a negative percentage. So you've made a loss, yet banks have continued to make over $1 trillion a day. That is why banks don't buy property and hold property. Banks are in the financial services industry. They are doing forex every single day, and they are doing it with a huge, huge profit. And what we do is no different to the banks. We have similar tools that banks use, and we are able to profit from this market every single day, Monday to Friday, 24 hours a day. And it does not matter where you are based geographically. Your geographical location is irrelevant. And that is why I enjoy the market so much, because in my particular case, in the last few years, obviously for the last just over a year or so, I've not been able to travel much because of what's happening outside, but generally I travel quite a lot. I've been to Australia, the USA many, many times, Malaysia, Singapore, many countries in Africa and Europe, and I've been able to trade the markets from nothing more than my mobile phone. So the prerequisite to trading is that you should have access to a smartphone, a mobile phone, and also you need to be above the age of 18. If you've complete those two disciplines, then you can become a very, very good trader. It does not matter if you are male, female, African, European, American. Your location is irrelevant. How tall you are, how short you are, what language you speak is irrelevant when it comes to foreign exchange trading, which is why we have people in their droves joining our academy every single day. Currently, we have almost 500,000 traders all over the world making a huge, huge success from this industry. Now, when it comes to trading, you don't always have to use all of your own money. There's a system known as leverage, whereby the bank can lend you money quite often at 0% interest, and you can actually use that leverage to trade from and achieve higher profits every single day, as many of us do all over the world. Now, I talked about digital currency briefly at the beginning of this presentation. Now, that is one of my favorite, and I've been doing cryptocurrency trading now for a very, very long time. And the DCX, or the cryptocurrency market, is big. It's very, very big. In fact, at the moment, it's well above $1 trillion. It's around 2.3 or so trillion dollars as we speak. Now, later during this presentation, I will actually do some live analysis on what's happening in the marketplace, so you can actually see how profitable cryptocurrencies can actually be. We also have another trading platform. We also do high frequency trading, otherwise known as binary options. So many traders are actually very, very impatient. And if you fall within that remit, if you are also very, very impatient and you want to make profit in minutes rather than hours or days, then high frequency trading is for you. And that is what we do in addition to foreign exchange trading and also digital currency trading. There's also another platform that we've been very, very active in the last few years, and that is e-commerce. So in my particular case, I've been doing e-commerce now for well over a decade. And the first time I made a single dollar online, trust me, it's an amazing experience. You can actually wake up in the morning and see the dollars coming into your email every few minutes, and you are actually using the e-commerce platform. And one such example of that is drop shipping. Drop shipping is basically when you don't actually hold the product yourself. You are buying from the seller or the retailer, and you are actually selling it to a customer, and you act as the middleman, which means you never take hold of the product. Drop shipping is very, very big. It's huge, in fact, and it's getting bigger and bigger every single day. And certainly during the lockdowns we've had all over the world in the last couple of years, many people in their thousands have now started to use e-commerce to earn an additional income to their jobs. And in fact, I'm not going to make any income claims on this presentation. We've had many people within our organization, within our academy, our mentorship program, that are now financially free as a result of e-commerce, and also obviously the foreign exchange market. So how do we actually teach you to become a professional trader? The way we teach you is through our live platform. So very much like I'm speaking to you live on this webinar right now, we do webinars like this every single day. In fact, several webinars every single day, hundreds of webinars every single week to teach you and show you how to trade the markets. Now, if you remember going back to school, your teacher would have told you, do not copy, do not plagiarize. But what I'm telling you is the direct opposite to that. What I'm saying to you is copy us and watch us trade, and you will see over a period of time, you will become a very, very good trader. And that is how I learned to trade. I learned to trade by watching my mentors trade. I copied them. In the beginning, trust me, I did not have a clue. In the beginning, I did not know what I was doing, but because I was attending regular sessions, I was able to become a very, very good trader. Now, it does not matter how much time you have, because this opportunity, this business, foreign exchange trading, you can learn in bite sizes. So even if you have 10 minutes a day, as long as you are persistent and consistent in your approach, you can become a very, very good trader. Now, when I started trading, I had other businesses. I did not have much time, but because I was able to allocate 10 minutes a day as a minimum to learning the skill set, over some time, over a period of time, I became an extremely adept foreign exchange and also cryptocurrency trader. And so we teach you via our live platform, and this will actually ensure that you become extremely successful. And again, the great news is it does not affect your current commitments. So whether you have a job, whether you're a university student, whether you're a full-time single mother or single father, it makes no difference. Everyone has got a spare 5 to 10 minutes a day to learn a skill set that could change your life. And we've done this for many students around the world. And like I said earlier, almost 500,000 students all over the world learning how to trade the markets via our live mentorship scheme. And again, your vocation is irrelevant. We have university and college students, we have doctors, we have the retired populace, we have, like I said earlier, people that were previously unemployed. It does not matter what your vocation is. We have pilots who are also learning how to trade with us, and many nurses around the world who are also learning how to trade. So your vocation is irrelevant. The two prerequisites are that you should have access to a device. So that can be a smartphone or a laptop. And number two, you need to be above the age of 18. If you fall within that remit, you can become a very, very successful trader. Now, we have many tools available that will teach you and show you how to trade the markets. One such tool is the Harmonics Platform, as you can see on the screen at the bottom there. The Harmonics Platform basically gives you the trades. So we also give you the trades. So in the beginning, obviously, you will not have a clue on how to trade. Even if you traded before, and you've made some profit, let's learn how to do it properly now. And we actually give you the tools, and Harmonics is just one such tool that we provide you. And this basically pumps out the entry points, the stop loss, and also the take profit for any particular trade. And all you have to do is copy those numbers into an app on your phone. We will show you how to download the app. And if we are with you, we will actually do it for you as well. We'll also teach you how to put those numbers into the app so that your trade is automated. And all you need to do is spend a few seconds putting that information into the app. If you know how to copy and paste on a Word document, you will get this. If you know how to copy and paste, you will get this. On average, one copy and paste trade can take you 30 seconds. Many of us have got a spare 30 seconds within our life to learn a skill set that will see you forward for the rest of your life. And again, like I said earlier, your location is irrelevant. All you need is access to a smart device. Now, 90 to 99% of trading is mindset. 90 to 99% of trading is mindset. We understand this as traders, which is why we have teamed up, partnered with Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor is one of the biggest personal development coaches in the world, and he actually trains us and mentors us every single week. I've been learning from Bob Proctor for well over a decade, and trust me, the education that he plants inside your head is irreplaceable. It's absolutely gold. And because mindset is so important, because your emotions are so important when it comes to trading, our partnership with Bob Proctor is extremely important. In fact, it's more important than the skill set of trading itself. So we'll teach you how to do the skill set, we'll show you how to trade, and also we'll give you access to Bob Proctor so your mindset can be in the right place for trading. Now, before I go any further, I just want to show you how much it costs to get started so we can get that out of the way. $235 to get started on the Foreign Exchange Trading Academy. So that will teach you and show you and mentor you how to trade foreign exchange. So your pounds, dollars, Japanese yen, euros, and so on and so on. Excuse me. If you want to learn how to do binary options as well, and also digital currency, then the preferred academy is the Elite Academy, which you see at the bottom of the screen. For $325, which is a drop in the ocean, you can learn how to trade the markets. You will learn how to trade the foreign exchange market. You will learn high frequency trading and also digital currency, which is extremely important as it is the future of money. There is a monthly cost as well, but we have a system, a scholarship scheme, which actually allows you to waive the monthly fee. So you can waive the monthly fee, which means you do not need to pay the monthly fee. And all you have to do is recommend 2 people to the platform. And when they join us as well, because of your referral, you don't have to pay the monthly fee. Now, if you just think about, yourself going to a restaurant, you enjoy the food, you recommend it to your friends, but you do not get compensated for that. If you go and see a good movie, you recommend it to your friends, again, you do not get compensated for that. What I'm saying to you is, once Academy, you will absolutely love it. You'll be making profits every single day once you've learned the skill set, and then you can recommend it to your friends and family, and you will actually get compensated for that. Should you recommend more than 2 people, the organization will actually pay you an income, and many traders around the world use this income within the academy to actually fund their accounts. So you don't even have to fund your account using your own money from, for example, your JOB. Now, what I want to do at this stage is see if my colleague is on the call. So just bear with me a second and let me see if B is on the call. So my colleague B is on the call. I'm going to bring her on shortly. So I've been working with B now for a couple of years, and B is absolutely amazing. She came from and she'll tell you this, from the nursing industry, and she's been on our platform now for a fair few months, a couple of years or so, give and take, and she's absolutely smashed it. B's financially free, and she's just about to buy her dream car, and she is also a mentor. She has now been training and teaching her team, her family, to trade as well. So without further ado, I want to see if B is on, and let's bring B onto the platform so she can share her story with you as well. So B, are you with us?
Hi, Dr. Jav. Hi, I'm right here.
Hi.
B.
So this is B. She's just had a new hairstyle. And what I'll do now is I'm going to just allow B to speak. B, if you let everybody know where you've come from, what you did in the past, where you are today, and also where you see yourself in the future. So B, can take your time, take it away.
Sure. Thank you so much, Dr. Jav. You're truly amazing, honestly. I enjoy working with you and Mandip and the team every day. So thank you so, so much. And hi, everyone. So as Dr. Jav rightly say, my name is B. And I live in Leicester. I'm with my 3 kids, was 17, 6, and 2, and my partner, although he works and lives in London, so most often it's just me and the kids. So my background is in nursing. So some 20 years ago, now that makes me sound so old. I'm not that old though. So some 20 years ago, I did nursing, and then a few years down the line, I branched into a specialist nursing called occupational health, which is what I was doing. So I did that particular job for about 14 months. And whilst it was very good, the money was good. I really enjoyed it. I'm a typical 9 to 5 girl, get up, get dressed, put on my suit, put my makeup on, go to work. I loved it. But then what happened was that, I'll just take you back a little bit, just bear with me. So when I had my little boy, who is now 6 years old, at that point, I'd worked with my company for about 8 years. So I've accrued a lot of maternity leave. So I could afford to stay with him at home for about 15 months. And that made me realize how much I've missed out on my first son, which at that point, he was 11 years old. So me and my first son, life was I taken to, breakfast club. I mean, I'm sure most parents on this call will relate with me on that. Breakfast club, then they go to school. Then after school club, then we come home. That was my life. I didn't know any different. I thought that's what everybody lived, especially at the time I was a single parent. There, when I had Haniel, my second son, stayed at home for 15 months, and I thought, oh my gosh, it made me realize how much I've missed out on my first son. And I thought, do you know what? What I want to do going forward is I want to spend as much time at home with my kids and look after them, because that's what I really wanted. I know money is important, right? But then looking after my family was my number one priority. So at that point, I started looking into how I can work from home and make more money, because that's the only way I can look after my kids. So even though about 4 years ago, I had the opportunity to work from home, I was working from home, and that was great, because again, the money was even more. But do you know what? Trust me, working from home, I couldn't still see my kids as much as I would love. Because I used to live in a 3-story house. So my office was at the top floor. I would sometimes go to my office and I don't come downstairs till 8 p.m. but my kids at home. So I would stay at home with my kids, especially Haniel. I still don't see him. And I started thinking, what? There must be something else. I kept going because I had so many opportunities. There's so many things going on now, as you know, but nothing really, really sat well with me. And I wasn't prepared to give up my job for something that I did not believe in it. Luckily for me, I'll never forget this day. That was early last year. I went into work and I met an amazing colleague. I just saw her on her phone and I was curious. I was like, what is that? She said, it's forex. Do you know what? I am very, very naive when it comes to certain things. I have never, ever heard about forex in my life. I've never heard about it. And trust me. I said, what is it? She told me that, oh, you can make money from your phone, from home. I was like, is that it? She said, yeah, that's all. Trust me, ladies and gents, that's just 2 words. Money from my phone and from home. I didn't ask any more questions. And then when she told me the joining fees, it was like peanuts. I'm like, that's how much money I spent on a handbag or shoes in TK Maxx. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to give up a handbag or shoes this month, and I'm going to register for this academy. I joined, and ladies and gents, it's been an amazing journey. Do you know what? It took me 8 months to literally leave my job. So when I started doing it, I was working from home alongside that from home. Then I looked at it and I thought how much money I was making on trading and how much money I was making building a team. It wasn't rocket science to me to actually leave the job and do this full time. It was quite, I know my story is different from everybody, but it was quite easy for me to just sack my boss, be my own boss, and do it full time. And do you know what, ladies and gents, today I've been able to achieve everything that I wanted to. The number one thing, to stay at home and look after my kids. You know, my first son, he's 17. I've told him that he needs to grow up quickly and get married because I'm not his wife, I'm his mommy. He will not eat stay over food. When I was working, I couldn't afford that because I didn't have the time. But today I'm able to cook for my kids every blessed day, fresh food for them, drop my kids to school, pick them on time. There's nothing like Hanya doesn't know anything else. When it comes to after school club or breakfast club, it doesn't exist anymore in my household. I'm able to do all that. Financially, I'm free. I'm able to fly the world. I remember last year, unfortunately, my mom had not a very good diagnosis. She lives in America. And when I had a diagnosis of my mom, the first thing that came to my mind was that be financially, time-wise, you can go to America and see your mom anytime you want. But if I had a job, one, I'll be thinking about annual leave, two, I'll be thinking about money. But do you know what? I don't have to worry about that anymore. I can see my mom any time that I want. I can spend time with my kids as much as I want. And right now I have achieved everything in my book. There's only one thing that, as Dr. Jav said, I am so much in love with the Tesla. That's all I want right now, ladies and gents. Imagine in your life, there's just one thing you want, because I've achieved almost everything that I've always wanted. So I cannot wait to achieve that next step, in my life. So all I'll say to you today, ladies and gents, if you're on this call today, it's for a reason. Take a leap of faith. When we all joined, we did not have a clue about trading, but today I'm a very good trader, especially with HFX. I'm very good at HFX. But say 15 months ago, I've never, ever even heard about that particular word. So if I could do it as a nurse, trust me, anybody in the world can do it. So all you need to do is take a leap of faith and believe in yourself and try this, because trust me, it's an opportunity that you would never regret. So I'm going to pass it back to Dr. Jav. Thank you so much for being on the call, and thank you so much for listening, ladies and gents. And I wish you all a very good evening. Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Jav.
Dr. Jav. Thank you so much, B. That was absolutely amazing. Now,
thank you.
Thank you so much. B's, the reason I love B so much is because she's an extremely humble person. And even, I think for the last 2 years, she's been like, I don't remember the amount of countries that B's traveled to. Obviously, that's one of her passions. I think the USA, Morocco, Cameroon. She's just come back from Paris, going to Spain soon. It's crazy. That woman is crazy, but absolutely amazing. B, obviously, she's now financially free. She's about to buy her dream car. I'm not going to tell you how much it is, but it's not cheap. So thank you so much for that, B. And, if B can beat the 9 to 5 from working as a nurse, so can you. At the moment in China, I don't know if you know this, there's something called 996. 996. So you wake up at 9 in the morning. Sorry, you get to work for 9 o'clock up until 9 p.m. So 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. When I heard about that, I thought, that's absolutely crazy. 996, 9 to 9, 6 days a week. And once you get your job, if you don't like it, you can lump it. That's what they say in China. If you don't like it, you can lump it, because we have another 1 billion plus people who will do your job. That's crazy. 996, absolutely crazy. And that's why something like trading is so powerful. As a full-time trader, I do this full-time, as does B. We're full-time traders. We do not sit at our desks from 9 a.m. in the morning to 9 p.m. at night. We don't do that. Literally, on some days, I trade for 5 minutes. If I'm copy trading, it could just be for a couple of minutes. If I'm doing my own analysis, half an hour or 1 hour. We do not sit down for 8 hours a day. It's just not the way it works. If you speak to any professional trader who's trading for themselves, not for the bank, obviously, any professional trader who's trading for themselves, they will tell you, you do not need to do this for 8 hours a day. That is why B can go out there and look after her children, do the school runs, and still make a profit every single day. Now let's get back to trading. I wanted to talk about a digital currency, which is one of my favorite trading platforms. Now on the screen here, this is CoinGecko. At the moment, there's 11,000 plus cryptocurrencies in the market. CoinGecko only lists around 9,500, but 11,000 plus cryptocurrencies in the market. 11,000 plus altcoins in the marketplace. That is a big number, and it's getting higher and higher every single day. Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency in the market, and the current price of Bitcoin is around $55,000. The market capitalization of cryptocurrencies at the moment is around $2.3, $2.4 trillion. At $2.4 trillion, the market capitalization of cryptocurrencies is in excess of that of Apple, which is the largest company in the world. So cryptocurrencies have a higher market capitalization than Apple computers. And this is going to go to $5 trillion and even $10 trillion plus in the next few months, next few years. So cryptocurrency is big. It's extremely big. Excuse me. Bitcoin was conceived in 2009. And in 2009, the price of one Bitcoin, let's say it was around 10 cents, around 10 cents in 2009. And look at what's happened since then. Bitcoin has gone absolutely crazy. And you can see the huge, huge growth that we've seen, certainly this year, 2021, where the peak of Bitcoin hit a price of around $65,000. At the moment, the price of Bitcoin is around, like I said earlier, around $55,000. Now, if you're like me and you're looking at these charts every single day, the reason I look at these charts every single day is because I enjoy it. I actually enjoy looking at these charts. It's not just my vocation, but it's also my vacation. It's a hobby for me. I enjoy it, which makes it my vacation. So it's like me being on holiday looking at these charts. Now, the current price of Bitcoin, let's say it's around $55,000 for the sake of argument. It's still lower than its peak just a few months ago in April. We're still 15% down on the peak, the ATH, the all-time high of Bitcoin. You can write this down and you can come back to me if I'm incorrect, but we are expecting Bitcoin to hit the six-figure mark in the next few months. It could potentially be this year. So Bitcoin won't just double. It could go up by 3 or multiple of 4 during the current bull run that we are seeing. We are currently in a bull run, and bull runs occur every 4 or so years in the cryptocurrency space. And during the current bull run, we could see a multiple of 2, 3, potentially even 4, maybe even 5 for Bitcoin. When it's going to happen extremely fast. And if you're not in the correct space, you will miss it. And then you'll have to wait for another 3, 4 years. Because Bitcoin halving, I'm not going to go into detail on what that is at this stage, but the supply of Bitcoin to the marketplace halves every 4 years. And we saw one such event last year. And every time this happens, the price of Bitcoin shoots through the roof. Now, just in the last few days, again, if I stay on this chart, in the last couple of days, Bitcoin has shot up from $40,000 to the current price that we see today. That's an increase of $15,000, around 35 or so percent in just a few days. Just a few days. Now, just imagine if you'd bought one Bitcoin and you'd held it just for those few days, you'd be sitting on a profit of around $15,000. Some of you may say to yourself, but I haven't got $50,000 to buy a Bitcoin. The good news is that you don't need to buy an entire Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. You can buy a Satoshi. One Satoshi is 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin. You can buy several Satoshis. So whatever your budget, it's irrelevant. We have people within the wider team. I actually know someone, they started off with $500. They currently have a portfolio of several $1 million. So if they can do it, so can you. It's the same principle. We teach this every single day. And just by being on this webinar today, you are actually ahead of 99% of the world population. Just by being on this webinar and knowing about cryptocurrency and foreign exchange trading, you form that 5%. You are on your way to financial freedom. And we've been able to do this via not just cryptocurrency, foreign exchange trading, and also, like we talked about earlier, binary options as well. Now, Ethereum is the second largest cryptocurrency in the marketplace. The current price of one ETH is $3,500. And again, in the last few days, the price of Ethereum has also shot through the roof. 30% increase in the price of Ethereum in just the last few days. 30%. Now imagine if you'd bought one Ethereum when the price was $2,800. Today, around $3,600, you'd be looking at a profit of around $800. Obviously, you'd be getting multiples of this, because when you leverage, you can achieve multiples of this. And we'll teach you leverage as well. Leverage is extremely important, and we will show you how to leverage your account. Now, at the moment, Bitcoin, we're in October. I just want to show you this. This is very, very important. At the moment, we are in October, as we all know. And if you look at this table here, if you can see the table, drop me a 111. If you see this table here, in October, the price of Bitcoin, this is for Bitcoin, by the way, the monthly return of Bitcoin has primarily been positive. So we are looking at a positive month in October. So you can have zero knowledge of cryptocurrency, come into the space today, and you can return or achieve a positive return with very little knowledge, because we'll show you and give you the trading ideas and alerts as we go along. If you look at this, in 2017, there was a 47% increase in the price of Bitcoin, 27% in 2020, 33% in 2015, and 2013, 60%. There's only been a couple of years where the price came down, but generally it's been positive. But look at November. In 2013, the price of Bitcoin increased by 450%. Again, there were only 2 years when in November the price actually came down. How many of you actually understand what I'm talking about here? October and November are looking potentially to be extremely bullish events. October and November, extremely bullish months, where the price of Bitcoin, it could double. We could be sitting on a 6-figure Bitcoin by the end of November. It could happen sooner than that. In December, again, it's looking like we could have a positive month. Really, we are in the middle of a bull run. You do not want to miss this bull run. It's a little bit like Halley's Comet. We will not see this again for another 3 or 4 years. How many of you have got 3 years to wait or 4 years to wait before you become financially free? So my question to every single person on this call is, again, as I stated earlier, in the last 10 years, for the amount of money that has flown through your bank account, how much did you make on that? We teach you how to multiply your money through these simple principles, and we've been doing it for years. We know what we're talking about. We have many, many thousands of mentors who are financially free. We have many, many people within our organization who are financially free, and we can teach you how to do this as well without it affecting your current commitments. And this is just the beginning. If you look at the cycle of Bitcoin, again, just one cryptocurrency out of 11,000 plus. If you look at the cycle of Bitcoin, we are currently not even on number 2 yet. We've gone past number 1. We are now approaching the second peak. The second peak could be $70,000. It could be $80,000. It could be $100,000. Following that, we'll see the drop down in price or the drop back, as we've seen every single cycle. There's always a pullback in price, and that is what we are expecting again. We are expecting a pullback in price once it hits the next peak, but you want to be in the space before that happens. Following that pullback, the price will shoot through the roof, as you see in every single cycle on this chart here. So my question to you is, what if I can show you a way of making more money than you're currently making, and it takes a fraction of the time that you're spending at the moment in your current jobs? Again, my question to you is, do you keep your income options open? Do you keep your income options open? What we are doing is no different to what the banks do. Banks were saying that cryptocurrency was a scam years ago, months ago, even countries were saying it's a scam, it doesn't work. Yet they have now adopted cryptocurrencies, and they are also now exchanges if they haven't done so already. Cryptocurrency, digital currency, is the future of money. It's not going anywhere. My name is Dr. Jav. Thank you for your time. And just to reiterate, this is not just another business opportunity. This is a solution. Many, many countries around the world, for example, in Africa, they don't have access to bank accounts, and cryptocurrency has been their way out. It's helped them immensely. They can now go out and buy things because of cryptocurrency. Zimbabwe, where inflation went through the roof, that currency is worthless, that the local currency, yet they've been able to do whatever they want to do because of cryptocurrency. So digital money, it is the future, and what we have here is a solution that will help you build a legacy and also generational wealth, where you can pass it down to your kids and their kids and your other family members. I've been doing this for a long time. B's been in this for a long time. 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things that you did not do than by the things that you did do. The secret of getting ahead is to take that first step. And all I'm saying to you now is take that first step. Don't sit back and do analysis for another 3 or 4 months, because what's happening in the economy at the moment is not going to go away anytime soon. Many millions of people around the world have actually lost their jobs. Many millions of people will also lose their job going forward once furlough officially ends if it hasn't ended already in your particular country. My name is Dr. Jav. My recommendation to you now is to turn to the person who recommended you attend this webinar, and let's get you started. Let's get you started. Let's take that first step, and I will see every single person on this webinar on the inside. Thank you for your time. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do subscribe to my channel, like and share this video, and let's help as many people as possible hit their goals this year. Again, thank you for your time, and I will see you very, very soon. Thank you.